Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and definitely share this video. Now, you know I had to show up for this one. We're going to get all into this Russell Simmons and Kamora Lee family feud he got going on.
It's over Russell Simmons' alleged abusive behavior.
Don't attack my family, which is supposed to be your family too. Don't do that because you're at rock bottom. I don't know. Hypothetically, you're at rock bottom. You've hit the bottom. I don't know. You're grasping at straws. I don't know if this is a money grab. I don't really know what this is.
It all went down after Kamora and Russell's eldest daughter, Ming, wished Kamora a happy Father's Day instead of Russell. The Def Jam Records co-founder, "He has done awful things to me, and I'm so tired of it."
This is just not the father that I know. Or the father that I've had. To this day, I would never let a man talk any kind of way to me because my dad was always good to me, and then he just completely changed.
Aoki says she's been so beloved in the entertainment industry, writing in part that he has threatened and bullied her sister, her grandmother,
Don't think for a second these are just rich people problems. Don't think for a second it's just because it's just people with money going through this stuff. Oh yeah, the word is entitlement, but it's a lot of parents out there dealing with the same thing right now. That's right. A lot of times what happens as parents, we want to give our kids the best. We want to give them every opportunity we didn't have or something that we lacked. And so what you do, you get in the PlayStation, you get in the Xbox, you tell them, yeah, they can go on this field trip. You give them more than a lot of times they know what to do with it. Now, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with loving your child. I love mine. There's nothing wrong with doing for your kid. It's great to be able to be in a position to provide, right? That's why some of us work so hard to be in that position. But what happened with Russell Simmons and his daughters? And furthermore, you saw the clip. I played the clip for you. Now, I find it hard-pressed to believe this man who's amassed this big empire, this big mega fortune, is somehow suddenly broke. Somehow suddenly he's unable to do for his kids and do for his child. I mean, we just saw him send the daughter to Harvard. We all watched that video where they did the moving day at Harvard.
Ex-wife Kamora Lee said goodbye to their daughter Aoki, a freshman at Harvard.
We met some kids in the hallway whose parents had already gone home, and mom was like, "Oh, so you're orphans for now? Dinner, let's go." And she took all these kids to dinner.
I'm just saying I wouldn't want them to learn that from me. Even if I could do everything for my child, I wouldn't want my child to be part of that process.
The Simmons family took a tour of Harvard Yard today. Aoki says she plans to study government, but will also help her mom with the relaunch of the clothing line Baby Fat. The Simmons join other famous moms and dads sending their children.
So what transpired? What's going on that his daughter Aoki is making videos about him on social media, saying that he's an abuser and he's a bully and all these things?
Tired of it.
This is just not the father that I know. Or the father that I've had. To this day, I would never let a man talk any kind of way to me because my dad was always good to me, and then he just completely changed.
Aoki says she's been so beloved in the entertainment industry, writing in part that he has threatened and bullied her sister, her grandmother, and
Well, I'll
mother.
tell you what's going on with that. Sometimes, as a parent, you are going to say something, and a lot of y'all already know this. You're going to say something they don't agree with, they don't like. Guess what? At 15 and 16 years old, do you really think that my child has the same wisdom as I have? They've been on this earth for decades with tons of experience, trial and error? Of course they don't. And that's what in my perspective, is what I see. I see that more than anything. Sure, she showed a clip of him yelling at her, raising his voice. Now, there was no sound on it, so we don't know if he cursed, and we don't know if he was cursing and calling her out her name. But guess what? Can you tell me what parent has not raised their voice at their child, teenager now, or young adult at some point? When do you see everything eye to eye with your teenager or your young adult? But you see, the problem is that nowadays, a lot of the kids feel that you're their friend. They don't believe that there's a hierarchy to this parent and child thing. They feel like y'all are on equal footing. We supposed to be down. We boys, we girls, right? Why? Because you talk to them with some sense. You try to be loving towards them, nurturing towards them, and sometimes it gives them that false reality that, oh, we're on the same level. Oh, we're pals. No, 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 no. I'm not your pal. Yes, I love you, and I can treat you like a person, human being. I'm going to try to talk to you as best I could. But let's be clear. I am making decisions for your life based on my knowledge, my experience, everything, and what's coming out of my heart that I want for you. So when I tell you that I don't like those group of friends you with, because I've seen that kind before, that's what I mean. When I say I'm worried about you going to that side of town, because I know a lot of unsavory characters you're seen as, and guess what? Guess what? You can put in the comment section how you feel about that or not, but those are the realities that we as the parents, as the elder statesmen know all so well. So when you see Kamora Lee, now all of a sudden he's broke. Now all of a sudden Russell's fell on hard times. Wait a minute, is this the same man who does yoga for the last 15, 20 years? The same man who's been studying Buddhism, who every time you see him, he's damn near in a yoga stretch position or some type of Indian style, legs crossed? Come on, I'd be hard pressed to believe that guy is all of a sudden a tyrant now. But you see what happens, going back to the kids. A lot of times I get it. The child, somehow, see, when you split, see, it's all good when the kids are little and you're together. But we talking about when you split and you have to do what? Co-parent. And now what happens is you could be providing all day the money, but the child sees mommy there. Oh, mommy's making the food. Mommy's tucking me in at night. Mommy's the one telling me, give me a kiss before I go to school in the morning. So the child starts to do what? Lean towards mommy, favors mommy, right? And if the mother has a bad outlook on the father, whether it's justified or not, the kid tends to take on that same sentiment because, well, ma feel like you ain't nothing, so I'ma feel like that. That's what you see in these videos. Let's be clear. We've seen Russell Simmons with those daughters, Aoki and Ming Lee, for years at events, at parties. We've seen them, at all type of gatherings, you name it, looking happy, even recently. So what transpired on Father's Day for Ming Lee to do that and Aoki to make the video? What, did he tell you something you don't like? Did he tell you he's not going to pay for a trip? He's not going to fund your latest activity? Your latest endeavor? Well, guess what, young ladies? And by no means am I coming at, young adults, because they learning, but I'm just I got to be real. That's what real life is about. You're not going to get your way on everything, even if it is daddy or mommy, right? So, and some of y'all let me know in the comment section if you could relate to what we talking about. Because yes, we using Russell. They're the platform because they're out there. And let's talk about that real quick. Why are they out there? Why are children starting to put their family business, family dirty laundry out on social media? We saw it with Master P and Little Romeo when Little Romeo blasted Master P and said he's not giving him the money and he's not a good dad because he's not helping him with his other acting and singing opportunities and career. And I didn't. And now because he's not funding your latest project endeavor, because you're probably blowing through the money, or you're probably reckless with the money, now you're saying he's not it. And then what they had to do after all of that, they had to reconcile, come together. But the damage is done. It's all out there on Front Street social media. Same thing happening in the Simmons family. With all that money, all that Harvard education, all these runways Kamora walked on them high-class, upscale runways from Paris to Milan, we're still on social media like common folk. And This is not the way to handle that, all right? Listen, hopefully y'all have a family issue. Y'all come together and deal with your issue. I can tell, listen, any of mine, my loved ones know I'm only a phone call away. I'm a text away. Y'all got a problem, anything I've said, I've done, I'm not too big to apologize. I will stand my ground. I'm a man. I am a man first. And I paid a lot of dues in life. So I will stand on my principle. But I'm not too big to say, you know what? I see your point. I see how that makes you feel. I get it. But we can do that behind closed doors. Parents, y'all keep doing the job y'all have to do. It's a hard job. It's an unsurmountable amount of pressures and things that there's no manual for it. So guess what? Sometimes your child is not going to like your decision, and that has to be okay with you. You have to say, I know best, and guess what, damn it, if at the end of the day, it is what it is, because I am responsible for you. See, leave that for your friends and your buddies outside, saying and doing everything you like. When it comes to me, sometimes I'm going to say unpopular opinions and perspectives. All right? But listen, once again, this is not the big up Russell Simmons. This is not the downplay Kimora and her daughters. It's just simply to just talk about what's going on and say why is the dynamic like that. And we have to watch how and what we give our children. Because there's another thing that I haven't talked about real quick. A lot of times they become ungrateful. They think it's supposed to be like that. They think it's always supposed to go like that. And sometimes you got to let them know, listen, money does not grow on trees, no matter how well I'm doing. Okay? Yes, I'm doing well, but it still comes at me managing and securing your future as well. So you got to let them know money doesn't grow on trees. Everything's not going to be a go. And just because your friends are doing it, hey, more power to them. Sometimes you're not going to be able to go. You're not going to be on every set. All right, parents? Listen, y'all continue to like this video, subscribe to the Optimized Show, share the video. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment sections. Y'all know, speak to me. I speak back. All right? AMS, we'll talk soon.